Can
I
beat the 1,000-year door with only partners? Now I know people have done this before, but I'm really bad at the game, so this should make it interesting. The rules are, Mario cannot do any damage that isn't by a Super Guard, Zap Tap, or Volt Mushroom. That's it, those are the rules. Other than that, Mario can use anything else. Except for special moves. But with that being said, let's just get right into the video. I forgot to record Lord Crump and the mandatory Goomba fight, but those aren't all too interesting. Here we just have the blooper. So in this fight, pretty much all I do is use a couple fire flowers and head bonks with Goombella to quickly end the fight. Nothing all too interesting, just thought I should mention it. With that, we can get on to Chapter 1. After getting to Petalburg, we meet some strange Koopa. Okay. And then we get into a battle where we're forced to use our hammer. Now, this would be really bad because we're attacking with Mario. But if you look at the rules, it says Mario cannot do damage. Which I'm not gonna, be using hammer attacks with Mario most of the time, because it's ineffective, and doing no damage is better than having one defense. But that small stipulation in the rules can come in helpful later, and here. For the bald clefts and bristles, I use the POW blocks that you find on the way to them, just to take them out in one turn with Goombella. After having a short intermission of doing the Swamp Game Show, I used 2 fire flowers on both the fuzzy fights and got my first level up, putting all of it into badge power. And after that, wait a second. Yo, that's a shiny! No way! It's like a 8,000 chance or something. I can't believe I actually got a shiny, okay? That is crazy. And I killed it. After losing a shiny, I run into that Koopa we found a while back, and I'm going to party. Koops is going to be decently helpful as he's strong, and I like using Goombella much because we get Yoshi later, and I don't know how to use Multi-Bonk correctly. Future Sam here, I ended up ranking up Goombella because her regular head bonk gets a significantly higher damage. It doesn't matter that I don't know how to use multi-bonk though.
Ooh, whoa, whoa, yup.
I also swapped to a GameCube controller, which
Okay, bye.
would be very uninteresting, except for whenever I do anything, it sounds like an atomic bomb is being dropped. That's me trying to go upstairs. Do you know how many stairs there are in Hooktail's castle? Anyways, the red one fight was pretty uninteresting. I kind of just used a power shell, kept spamming Koops' regular attack. I'm really bad at the game, so I missed like 2 of them. And then I had to look up whether dull bones were weak to fire, or if they were immune. They're weak to it. So I just used a fire flower to finish them off. I think I'm just gonna speedrun through things. So I got the Froggy attack badge. What? The Froggy attack badge. I got Mega Rush P and got Koops down to Peril. Then I went back. Sorry. Then I went back to rank up Goombella. Cause I forgot that I was gonna use Goombella. And got her into Peril and started the fight. In the first fight, I forgot that I didn't have Quick Change on, so I had to grind out an extra level to put it on. And then after that, I started the first Hooktail attempt. Hooktail has some monstrous stats. 30 HP overall, 5 attack, and 1 defense, being the strongest thing we've fought so far. Will this be the enemy that ends our run? No. Well, yeah, no. The little stipulation was that Mario cannot do any damage. At all. But 0 is in fact none. So if you jump on Hooktail once, dealing 0 damage, it still activates the Froggy effect. It's kind of cheating, but the way I see it, Mario really isn't doing damage at all. Perfectly fine in the rules, actually. If you want to go back and give me a little bit more engagement, that'd be amazing. And with Hooktail defeated, we can collect the final Crystal Star, and Chapter 1 is complete. I'm not going to be mentioning the Peach or Bowser sections because they don't have partners, so yeah. After returning to Rogueport, I buy the contact lens for Zesty and start money grinding. It's a really simple strategy, just buying and selling dried shrooms to get shop points, to sell for more money, and just continue that cycle. I got up to the gold bar and earned around 80 coins in profit, which is overall pretty good. With pre-chapter 2 done, we can jump right into the chapter, and skipping past everything except for the Shadow Sisters fight. Shadow Sirens? Whatever. In this fight, nothing's all too interesting. I just use Head Bonk with Goombella, and yeah. None of the Shadow Sirens are actually very powerful here.
Now I get to complain about Flurry. Nice.
Flurry has a really annoying standard attack, a pretty good secondary attack, a decent third attack, and a horrible final attack. Overall, very decent partner. Just use like a different one. Oh, the high HP is very helpful. For the mandatory X-Knots that you have to fight, I just use 2 Headbox with Goombella. I'm probably not be talking about any normal forced encounters, so let's just go right to the boss. After the entire tree escape sequence, which wasn't very interesting except for when I completely fumbled and got into way too many encounters, the only thing left for me in this chapter is to kill that, Magnus Von Grapple. Is this actually going to be a difficult boss? No. You have to trust me when I say that it'll probably be difficult. Just right now, I have a lot of tools to make battles really easy. Like the Power Punch and Mega Rush, along with Goombella. So this fight only took 3 turns. That was probably quicker than the Magnus fight on any other playthrough I've ever done. And with that, Chapter 2 has been completed. After showing the Crystal Star to the 1,000-year door and buying a Power Plus P from the Star Piece Trader, I forgot his name, I dove straight into all of the battles are on the screen now. All of them are done with partners, obviously, and all of them are there. I know, crazy. None of them worth. I don't know, dude. Here is the entire Rock Hawk fight. Macho Grubba, well, definitely harder,
was not the insane spike in difficulty that it usually is.
in most challenge runs. My opponent is charged with Yoshi, used a power punch, and swapped out my partners when I needed Yoshi to be on the sideline to conserve the power punch buff. Other than that, it was a very uninteresting fight because Yoshi is just an insanely powerful partner. I unironically did not make any changes between chapters 3 and 4. I just jumped straight in. So, let's just jump straight into Atomic Boo. The fight was a lot closer than I expected. I went in with Yoshi at 2 HP because he accidentally picked up a life heart thing from an enemy that dropped while I was on the way there, and I was planning on using Peril Partner strats just to obliterate it. But since that didn't work, Yoshi used up one of my life shrooms, and he died soon after using a bunch of ground pounds. But in the heat of battle, in the final moments, I locked the fuck in and used multi-bounce with Goombella to do the final damage that was needed.
Duplis is up next, and... oh wait, he's dead? Oh, okay. The harder Duplis is up next with all of our partners, and we only have Vivian. Now, I expected this fight to be difficult, but definitely doable. But I did not expect it to get to this. So at the start, I used a bunch of stuff to protect Peril Vivian, just so I could do a bunch of damage. And once I did that a bunch of damage, she went down. So, my only option was either to reset my game, or do what I did. I used a bunch of super guards and took them down. Thank you B button, I owe you everything. After that, I went back to Rogueport and ranked up Vivian because her Fiery Jinx is pretty useful. I also got a funny little badge for maybe a little bit stream shenanigans, but you know, whatever. Now we move on to chapter.
Getting into chapter 5. This chapter really didn't have all too many mandatory battles, and most of the mandatory battles are pretty meh. So, only one battle was the start, which I'm showing, and we got a pretty mediocre partner, which in Bobbery, though we did get an extremely powerful partner, Flavio. But on a more serious note, Cortez, for the entire fight, it wasn't really that difficult, just because, you know, Peril partners are insanely strong. For the Lord Crump fight, I tried to do something special with Peril partners, but that really didn't end up working. So I just decided to go full send with Yoshi and kill them with a mini egg. After that, I got back to Rogueport. I got Miss Mouse as a partner, though she's not very useful. Any extra HP is useful. And I got the up arrow and ultra ranked a few of my partners. If you're watching this in 2025, hi. And if you're watching this in 2026, also hi. I'm recording this 2 months after the last audio recording was recorded, just because chapter 6 is so incredibly boring. But yeah, if you're wondering what is on your screen right now, I made this. I know, crazy. But I'm gonna be recording all this and stuff next year with this model, so have fun. Also, ouch, I spent like 3 hours on this. If I'm gonna keep it real with you, I was losing my mind even booting up the game. That is how bad, that's how much I don't like chapter 6. Okay. Oh yeah, oh, this is some sexy content. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
fuck am I recording?
So basically, I killed Smorg in one attack. All I did was use, charge, and then I win.
Mr. Krabs, start digging in your butt,
Nothing really. Wait, do you hear that? Is it the soundtrack from my glorious King Dust? Nothing really interesting started at the beginning of Chapter 7, except there was a elite X-Naut that held a P up, D down P, which is an insane badge. So, Miss Mouse got her one move off for this entire playthrough, and used his thief to get a badge that permanently stayed on my loadout. After getting that insanely, just crazy badge, I go to Crump and I charge a bunch and I kill him. There's, like, it
But Sam, aren't you gonna talk?
I'm sorry, but who the fuck even are you?
I'm a rhetorical question, and can I ask it?
Sure, fucking whatever. Go ahead.
As I was going to say, are you gonna talk about how rare that P up D down P badge is?
Oh damn, you're right. So basically, the badge that I just got, that I barely covered, literally at all, has a 1 in 300 chance of appearing on Dark Koopa Trolls, which I've fought one of, and Elite X-Nauts. Now the chance for one of them to be holding that was super slim. And the fact that I got that, and a badge that was actually useful, is insane. Apparently, Mario is dumb and stupid and idiotic because he didn't see the title of the music, so he opened the door.
And if I'm gonna be honest, nothing's really all that challenging. The golden bill blasters go down in 2 stampedes, so that renders them completely useless if I can just survive one round of attacks from them.
I'd love to say that the Dark Bones fight was just like really easy and standard, but I have to show you I hit so many fucking super guards. Now it's time for me to complain about my capture card. My capture card has a visual delay, which basically just means if you couldn't figure it out, things show after they happened on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or so frames, but still, in a game where you have to hit a frame perfect, like super guard, that's extremely difficult. Anyways, speaking of super guards, Gloomtail. I went in Gloomtail with a Peril Yoshi, and destroyed him. Along with that, I didn't get damaged during the entire fight because I managed to hit a super guard. Next are the 3 shadow... Hello? Yeah? Uh-huh. What do you mean I've been working on this video for 5 months? August wasn't that long ago. My editor's been so hard at work, right? Fuck off. Hey! That's 14 more days without you seeing your wife. Anyways, I should probably stop stalling and actually work on the video.
Now I know what you're thinking. Sam, you used the same bit 2 times in the span of 5 minutes. Look, dude, I wanted to make a funny joke, and I don't want to keep thinking about this video. I'm being completely honest with you. So, I'm finishing this tonight, and I'm gonna stop thinking about this, okay? Okay. Now, the 2 shadows in Dupla's fight wasn't a walk in the park like I thought it would be. On my first attempt, I used Charge with Yoshi and brought out Goombella. I actually did pretty well super guarding the first 2 attacks, but I got greedy on Beldum's ice and got frozen, and died because of that. My second attempt was a lot better, having the same start except I got hit by Duplis and Beldum's ice attack didn't freeze me. Being freaked out by this, I used Stampede with Yoshi, and I did get greedy with the charge, and it would have killed on turn 1. The Rotus fight was a genuine thrill.
At the start of the first attempt, I used a Thunder Rage with Yoshi and checked the damage that I'd do with 1 Stampede. Now, 9 damage isn't that bad, but 6 turns of uninterrupted Stampedes isn't my style. It doesn't fit my patience nor my FP count. So, I ended up using charges with Yoshi and a Power Punch on him. When Mario dropped to critical health, I used a random point swap that I had to regain his HP and a gradual soup to recover some FP. After a Stampede, it left Grotus on 4 HP. I could have used an item to negate the payback effect that he had, but I didn't for some reason. Instead, Goombella went down, and Mario got down to 1 health from the first Grotus X attack. It was looking really bleak. I thought I'd have to go for a second attempt. But I somehow managed to super guard the second Grotus X's attack, saving the run. So I swapped into Bobbery, and used a Thunder Rage with him. An Ultra Mushroom on Mario, healing him back to full, and Grotus gave himself dodgy, so I decided to use a Shooting Star with Bobbery, ending the Grotus fight. Now, if you've played the Thousand Year Door, you know the next fight is Bowser and Kamiko. I started off the fight with a mini egg from Yoshi, and missing the super guard for both Bowser's fire and Kami's magic. So now, I was going to switch to Bobbery when I noticed that Goombella got revived between the 2 fights with only 1 HP. Now, I'm not going to be the guy to deny the usage of Peril Strats. So I spent the next few turns swapping her in to do 30 damage per turn, and then swapping her out with Bobbery to keep her alive. The best part is I only used 1 multi-bonk at the end, since I was low on FP from the point swap. After that, I went back to heal, save, and get ready for the Shadow Queen. The Shadow Queen is probably the hardest, but probably the best fight in the video. The Shadow Queen has some insane stats, with 150 health, 7 attack, and the ability to do piercing damage and raise her stats. But with all that being said, the first phase wasn't that bad. I got her into phase 2 with 4 mini eggs, and after Yoshi went down, and after a few stressful A presses, I was on to phase 3. After that fun 5-minute long, unskippable, interactable cutscene, I was onto the real Shadow Queen fight. Now this fight was actually insanely fun, but the start of the fight is even funnier. On the first turn, I used a charge with Yoshi, and the Shadow Queen swapped to her Dead Hands, and she hit Yoshi with a lightning, and then the Dead Hand swamped him, getting him to 1 HP. So I used a Stampede to deal 70 damage. After that, I had to swap in Vivian for her Veil, and after another Veil, there was a Shine Bingo. If you didn't know, it's unmissable. I forgot it's guaranteed! Damn it! So after using another Veil and a few more attacks from Yoshi, he went down. So it took a while to get back to a stable rhythm, but I ended up using Bobombus to get her down to 1 HP. She used her Lightning and missed Bobbery, and then her Dead Hands went for a drag down, but she targeted Bobbery again and missed. And now, after a ton of time, effort, and again, time, I used a bomb with Bobbery and killed the Shadow Queen.
Yo, I'm just gonna record some quick credits. Video was edited by me. Music credits are always in the bottom left from now on. And the thumbnail was done by Squeak McGee. Go check him out. I'll link him down below. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm recording this like day of, like during editing. So, you know.